Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Vicky and today you're joining me to make these fabulous cosmic earrings. So as you can see in the earring that I've got here, there is a cosmic ring, hence the name cosmic. I really love these earrings. They're very pretty. They're a little bit different because of the cosmic ring, but I also wanted to test them with a Rivoli because this is a 14mm cosmic ring, but I wanted to test them with a 14mm Rivoli, as I'm very aware that not everybody has a cosmic ring in their stash, or they're not as easy to get hold of as they used to be. So this morning I tested the earrings with a Rivoli and happy to report that it worked out fabulously and it looks so good. And actually, if we put them next to each other, don't they look so different by just changing up one stone? Well, I say I've changed up one stone. I've also changed up on the new version, the little 2mm bead. So I've used a 2mm pearl on the original cosmic earrings, but on the new ones, I've used a 2mm round, a Primero round, I want to say. Let me just check that. Primero, yes, Primero round. And it's sparkly, it's fabulous, and it just gives it a little bit of a different look. But the bead counts for both are the same, so whichever one you make, it will be exactly the same. The choice is yours. You can make a single, you can make one of each if you want to like be a little bit different, or you can make a pair of one or a pair of the other, or both, whatever you choose to do. Okay, so let's pop them down and to one side for now, and we'll take a little look at what we need today. So on my mat I have a size 11 Delica bead, size 15 seed bead, a 2mm bead. Now I've used a 2mm round, not a fire polish. I'm not sure if it would work with a 2mm fire polish, but feel free to try that out if you want, if that's what you've got in your stash and you want to give it a go, by all means. But I can't say whether it'd work or not because I've not trialed it. I hope you can see these little sparkly 2mm rounds that I've got on here. They're crystal AB and they are gorgeous and I'm really loving them. I've got one 4mm bicone in one colour and a 4mm bicone in a second colour. I've got a bugle, a twisted bugle, but on the originals, oh no, they're both twisted. You can see they're both twisted. So twisted Miyuki bugle. I'll pop the size in the description box with the rest of the materials. And I've got a 14mm Rivoli or a 14mm cosmic round or cosmic ring. I've also got ear wires and a couple of jump rings. This also works as a really nice little pendant as well if you want to make it a pendant. I'm using my trusty size 12 needle and a £6 fire line. Now the one I'm going to be making today, because I've got a pair of the cosmic rounds, so I'm going to make up the Rivoli version so I can make the matching one to this. But again, just remember that it works exactly the same count with the cosmic ring. So should we get started? Okay, so we're going to start by picking up 36 size 11 Delicas, and we're just going to take them down to the end of our thread, leaving about a 10cm tail for weaving in. And then we're going to just tie these into a double overhand knot. If you don't like to add knots, just go through them all again. But I'm a knotter, so I'm going to do a double overhand knot, as so. Like that. And I'm going to pull that tight. This always gives me quite a bit of satisfaction because obviously the knot is far away from the beads, but if you just get the end and your main part of the thread and pull tight, that just puts that knot into place without it doing any like jumps over your beads, so it's not like causing you any problems. Okay, so this is our base ring. I'm just going to go through a few of my Delicas just to take the working thread away from that tail thread for now. I will take that tail thread off once I've done the bezel. This is, to start with, it's just a standard 36 Delica peyote bezel. So if you already are familiar with that, you can carry on to the next part once you've done your bezel. But if not, follow along with me. So I'm coming out of a Delica on my base row, working in peyote. I'm going to pick up one size 11 Delica. I'm going to miss the next Delica along on my base row, next to the one I'm coming out of, and go through the one after. And I'm just going to pull that tight like so. So you can now see that the new Delica is sitting on top of the Delica that we missed. I'm going to repeat that again. Pick up one size 11 Delica. I'm going to miss the next one along on the base row and go through the one after and pull tight. And then I'm just going to continue that all the way around, picking up one Delica, miss the next one on the base row and go through the one after. Okay, so I'm just about to put in my last peyote stitch on this round. So again, I'm coming out this one, I'm missing the next one along, and I'm going to go into the original bead we started from. So straight into that original bead that we started from. And pull tight. And now we have this little round of peyote stitches. You can see we've now got 3 rows of peyote. We have this first row, this second row, and this third row. So I often like to call them the inside, the middle, and the outside row. So first, second, and third. I'm going to take my needle down into the first row, so one of the new beads on the first row. Well, it won't be a new bead, it'll be the bead that your new one was sitting above, but it's on the first row. Okay, so coming out of this bead on the inside or the first row, I'm going to pick up one size 15 seed bead, and I'm going to go straight into the next bead along on that first row. And pull tight. And as you can see, this new 15 is sitting between these two size 11 Delicas on your first row. Just going to repeat that again. Picking up a 15, take my needle into the next Delica on that first row, and then that 15 sits between these two Delicas. We're going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, I'm just adding in my last 15, which is going into the Delica that I started from, and I'm going to pull that tight. I'm now going to step down into my first 15 that I added. So I'm now coming out of this 15. It's imperative to keep your tension a really firm tension on this bezel, because you don't want it to be a loose, you don't want a baggy bezel, so let's keep it nice and firm. Okay, so we're coming out of this 15. We're now going to add another row of 15s between 15s. So we're going to pick up one 15, and we're going to go into the next 15 along on this new row of 15s, just like so. So there's 15 now sat between these two 15s. Just going to do that again. I'm going to pick up one 15, and I'm just going to take my needle straight into the next 15 along on this row. And pull tight, and there's two 15s now sat in place. I'm going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, and I'm just adding my last 15 in now, and that's going straight into the 15 we started the round from, like so. And now I have 2 rounds of 15s on top of these 3 rounds of Delicas. Now I'm going to weave over to the other side of my bezel. So I'm coming out of this 15, I'm just going to take my needle coming towards me, because I'm working anti-clockwise, so I'm going to go towards me into the Delica behind the 15 I'm coming out of. I'm going to turn over my bezel and go into the next Delica along on the outside or the third row. As you can see, now I'm now coming out of this. Oh, I think I'm off camera. Coming out of this this Delica here on the outside row. Obviously, everyone will work their own way. You may work clockwise, and you'll just get to that top row on your own way. Okay, so now I'm going to add the row of 15s again, like we've done on this side. I'm going to add that row of 15s again here. So picking up one 15, I'm going to be coming out of this Delica on this outside or third row and go into the next one along on the same row, like so. And then I'm going to do that again. Picking up one 15, coming out of the Delica on the third row and go into the next one along. So now it should look like that. And we're just going to continue doing that all the way around. And again, I'm just about to add my last 15 onto this round in this row. So coming out of this Delica, I'm going to go straight into the next one along on that row and pull tight. I'm going to step up into a new 15, the first one I added. And as you can see, we've now got this little cup shape, which our 14mm Rivoli or cosmic ring will sit in. So I'm just going to pop my Rivoli in now, but I will show you that the cosmic ring also sits in. Ooh, there we go. So whichever one you're using, you can see this is the time to pop it in. So I'm popping in my Rivoli, and I'm just going to pull tight so that it's kept inside that little bezel that we've just made, that little cup. Okay, so I'm coming out of this 15 now on this new row. Like we did on the back, I'm going to pick up 1 15 and go into the next 15 along on that row and pull tight. You can see that it's now sitting between these new two 15s. I'm going to do it again, picking up a 15 and going into the next 15 along, and then I'm going to continue doing that all the way around. I'm just about to add my last one in again. Let's just pick up that 15 and go into that first 15 that we started the round from, like so, and pull tight. Okay, so as you can see, that is our bezel complete. Obviously if you're new to bezeling and this is something you've just tried, then that on its own with a little loop could be a pretty little earring, and there's many a way to then build it to become other pieces, as we're going to do now. Okay, so I'm just now going to zap off my tail like so. Okay, now I'm still coming out of my 15 on that first row here of these 15s. I'm going to go through the next Delica along on that top row, and then I'm going to go into the middle Delica, so a Delica on the middle row, as you can see. So remember, we have these 3 rows of Delicas. We have the inside, the middle and the outside, or rounds 1, 2 and 3. So I'm now coming out of this middle round, this middle row, and we're going to pick up 5 15s. And we're only going to be working on the middle row for now. So I'm going to miss this next Delica along on this middle row. I'm going to miss that one, and I'm going to go into the one after. So I'm just missing that next one along on the middle row and going into the one after with my 5 15s. And now you can see that I've got these 5 15s that are sitting over that middle Delica. So we've got this one and this one, and that's the middle one that we've missed, and they're sitting over them. We're going to do it again, pick up 5 15s, coming out of this Delica. I'm going to miss the next one along on that middle row and go into the one after, like so. Oh, I've picked up 6. Let's back that up and take one off. Easy done. Always check your beads to make sure you've got the right amounts on them. Right, that's better, 5. Okay, so coming out to that one, missing the next one along and go through the one after. Right, that's better. So now I've got 5 more. So you can see I've got these 2 sets of 5. I'm now going to complete that all the way around, adding in sets of 5 15s. I'm just about to add my last set of 5 in. So obviously I'm coming out of this one, I'm missing that one, and I'm going to go back into that Delica that I used to add my first 5 15s, like so. Now we have this cute little flower component. I love that when you're building up from a Rivoli, bezel, each little stage just looks like it could be jewellery on its own. It's so cool. Okay, so how many should we have now of these little 5s? We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 sets of 5 15s. I'm coming out of this Delica that I started from when I added this first 5 15s, and now I'm going to go up the first 3 of the first set of 5 15s. So go take your needle through the first 3 15s of this set of 5. I'm now going to pick up 1 15, my first colour of 4mm bicone, and 1 15, like so. And I'm going to go straight into the middle 15 of the next set of 5. So the third 15, the middle 15 of the next set of 5. Just going straight into that 1 bead, like so. And I'm going to do that again, 15 bicone 15, and just go into the next middle 15 of the next set of 5 15s. A little bit closer, like so. And we're just going to complete that all the way around. And I'm just about to add in my last 15 bicone 15, and that's going straight into that 15, that middle 15 of, oh, does that bounced off, of that first set of 5 that we started from. So straight into that middle 15 that we started from. And pull tight. Now you might notice that your beads want to sit up, but we actually probably want them to sit back a little bit, because we're going to be using some of these 15s in the minute, so we want to be able to access them. I'm now just going to take my needle through the first 15 bicone 15, so I'm coming out of a 15, a new 15 we've just added after the bicone, like so. I'm really hoping you'll be able to see this when I pick up this tiny 2mm crystal, which is crystal AB. I'm probably not the best one to work with, but here we are, because they went really pretty with the colourway I chose before. So I've got this 2mm crystal on my needle. I'm coming out of this 15 after the bicone, and I'm going to go into the next 15 along from the previous round, the next 15 before the bicone, through the bicone, and into the next 15 along after that, like so. And pull tight. Be aware that crystals can be sharp and they can cut your thread, so always be gentle when you're pulling through. Never really tighten your pieces with the thread against the crystal if you can help it, but if you have to, very, very gently. So again, I'm going to pick up one of them 2mm tiny crystals, oh, they're so pretty, and go through the next 15 bicone 15 from the previous round. And then I'm just going to do that all the way around. I'm just adding in my last 2mm crystal and going through the 15, the bicone, and the 15, like so. So now we have, let me just fix them, this really pretty little piece. Looks really sweet with them colours. So pleased. Okay, so now we're going to go into the first 2mm crystal we've just added, like so. So I hope you all can see this, because that 2mm is see-through essentially. And now we're going to pick up 6 15s. So 6 15s on our needle. Okay, I'm going to turn my piece. So I'm coming out of this crystal here. Let me come a bit close to the camera. Coming out of this crystal here, I want to go in to this 15 that was the first row that we added between our Delica beads when we were completing the top rows of our bezel. So the 15 that's on that first row, and it's sat right in front of the crystal we're coming out of. So we're just going to go straight into that, as if you were coming, if you're working anti-clockwise, your needle, and you held your work like this, your needle will be coming towards you. And push that through. Okay, so you can now see that we have these 6 15s attached to your crystal, or your 2mm bead, and your 15 in the first row of 15s on the top of your bezel. We're now going to pick up 6 15s, and we're going to go back into our crystal, back into the 2mm crystal, like so. We're now going to go forward into the first 15 of the first set of 6 we've just added. So So you want to be coming out of that first 15 on this side, the first set of 6 we added. We're coming into the first one. We're now going to pick up our second 4mm bicone, and we're going to take our needle through the 6th 15 from this first set of 6, straight into the 6th. Don't go through them all, just straight into the 6th and pull through like so. So now we are sitting between that bead and that bead, this 4mm bicone. We're going to go through that 15 we've just used on our bezel, like so, and into the first 15 of this second set of 6, like so. So we're coming out to this first 15 on the 6 on this side. Go back up that new 4mm bicone, like so, and into this 6th size 15 of this 6. So the 6th one, that is before the crystal, before the 2mm crystal, and pull tight. And that sits this little 4mm crystal, this 4mm bicone in between these two size 6s. Two size 15, oh, I can't get that right. The sets of 6 15s. That would not come then. Okay, go back into our 2mm crystal, and then through the 15, the bicone, the 15, and into the next 2mm crystal. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that again. We're going to pick up our 6 15s, and we're going to take our needle into the 15 of the first row of 15s on the top of our bezel that sits in front of the 2mm crystal. We're going to pick up our 6 15s, and we're going to go back into the 2mm and into the first one of the first set of 6. Pick up your 4mm bicone and go into the 6th 15 on this side, like so. Go into the 15 that you've just used on the top of the bezel, and up into the first 15 of the second set of 6. Go back up your bicone and into this 15 that sits before the 2mm crystal on this side, the 6th 15, and into the crystal, the 2mm crystal, and then through the next 15 bicone, 15, and crystal. And you're just going to continue that sequence all the way around, just adding these 4mm bicones between these two sets of 6 15s. Okay, so I've just added in my last bicone and my size 15s, and that's how your piece should look now. That on its own is beautiful and would make a lovely component for a bracelet or a necklace or just an earring like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put our little loop on for our ear wire, and I'm still coming out of this 2mm crystal, so I'm going to turn to the back so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to pick up, coming out the 2mm crystal, I'm going to pick up 5 size 11 Delicas, and I'm just going to take my needle back through my 2mm crystal and pull, and go into the first Delica along, like so. I'm now going to pick up 115, and I'm going to go straight into the next Delica along. I'm not jumping one, I'm just going straight into it, just like that. And I'm going to repeat that again. So picking up a 15, go straight into the next Delica along, and repeat that twice more. You should have a total of 4 15s sitting between your 5 Delicas that you've placed. And then once you're finished, go back into the 2mm crystal that you started from. And there you go, you should have that little loop now. So now I want to weave around my beads to come out of this 2mm crystal down here. So as you can see, if you follow the line down from this 2mm crystal, it's the bicone is in line with it. So we're going to use the crystals, the 2mm crystals either side. So you're going to weave through all your 15 bicone, 15 2mm till you come to the 1, 2, 3, the 4th 2mm crystal from the one that you're using, that you've just used. Okay, so I'm coming out of my 2mm crystal at the bottom of my component. You may have noticed that things are starting to get a little bit tight, so if you wish to size down a needle, then go ahead, because you are going to be still going through these little 2mm beads. And earlier on when I actually was fixing one of the cosmic ones, because I noticed I'd gone a little bit wrong on this part. I'd added 2 seed beads in that I didn't need, so I took it apart and I was going through them again, but because I'd already used the 2mm crystals, they were so tight that one just snapped in half. Well, 2mm pearls it was at the time. So I had to then repair it and fix it, and now obviously it's fine, but we could always do without repairs, really. They are a pain to do. So, okay, we're coming out of this 2mm crystal. So I'm going to turn back to my front so you can see I'm working this way, because I like to work anti-clockwise, as you all know. So we're now going to be doing this drop part using these bugles. You don't have to put this bit on. You could just use like a drop bead, and do your own little thing. You might just want to keep it as that component, but if you are still with me and we're still following along, this is how we're going to do this next little piece. So coming out of that 2mm crystal, the 4th one along from the one we've just used to add our loop, we're going to pick up one size 15, one 2mm bead, one 4mm bicone in our first colour, one bugle, one 4mm bicone in our first colour, and 3 15s. Like, let's see if we can put that up here. There we go, like so. So we've got 15, 2mm, bicone, bugle, bicone, 3 15s. We're now going to take our needle, coming out of these 15s, we're going to take our needle back up through this first bicone and pull gently but tightly. And now we're going to pick up bugle, first colour bicone, 2mm bead, and a 15. So bugle, bicone, 2mm bead, and a 15. Drop them down. And now, let me turn this over. Because I'm coming out of this 2mm here, I want to go into the next 2mm along. So I'm just going to take my needle through that next 2mm bead along on the component to join this part together, like so. Okay, popping back over to the front. I'm going to pick up 4 15s, I'm saying back to the back. I'm going to miss this 15 and this 2mm bead that we've just picked up in the previous round, and I'm going to go into this 4mm bicone before the bugle, and again gently pull tight. Now we're going back to the front because now we have these 4 beads sitting, try and get this so it's a good view, sitting here from your 2mm bead to your 4mm bicone. We're now going to pick up 2 15s, a bicone on our second colour, and then 6 15s. Okay, so that's 2 15s, the second colour bicone, and 6 15s. And we're going to take it straight into that bicone that our picot is sat above, and then into the first 15 here on this picot. I've gone into that one. The reason I've gone into that first one is just so I can give it a little tug so it's nice and tight, rather than pulling it against the bicone. I'm going to go through my next 2 15s of this picot, back up the bicone, and back up the 6 15s I've just added. I've actually added 7. Right, I'm going to quickly just remove one. Seems to be picking up all the extra beads today. I'm going to rethread my needle, it'll be very quick. Or not. Come on, go through. There we go. Okay, so it was supposed to be 6 15s. Let me just put that back on now. So into my bicone, through my picot, back into the bicone, and then I was going up the 6 15s that we just added and into the second colour bicone, like so. I'm now going to pick up 2 15s, and I'm going to go into this bicone on this side, this 4mm bicone on this side, so that they match up with the 2 15s we've added here. And now this is joined, this piece is now joined to these 2 bicones. I'm going to pick up my 4 15s, and I'm coming out of this 4mm bicone, so I'm just going to flip it back over to the back and go into the 2mm bead here. So obviously I've got my 4 here on this side attached to the bicone and the 2mm bead on the component, and now I've got my 4 here coming out of the bicone. I'm going into the 2mm bead on the back of the component to join them together the same way, like so. Head back towards the front. We're coming out of this 2mm bead on the component, and we're now going to go into the 15 and the 2mm bead that we added when we first started picking up the beads for this drop part. So the 15 and the 2mm bead, like that. We're going to pick up 1 15, 1 4mm bicone first colour, and 1 15. We're going to go up the 2mm bead and the 15 that is facing the one we're coming out of. So if we're coming out that side, we're going to go up the same side on the other bead, like so, and pull through. And that will make our bicones now sit, that little bicone sit here as if this is a little set of 3. I'm going to go back into my 15, not my 15, my 2mm bead on the component, and then I'm probably going to go through all this again just to reinforce it, just to make it that little bit tighter so it's not wobbling about in the wind, just so, yeah, it's all nice and perfect. So I will do that in a second because the earring is actually now finished and I'm also getting my thread caught, so I will actually reinforce that and add some half hitch knots in the minute. So that earring is now finished. Once you have finished your earring and you've weaved off your threads, add in or attach your ear wire. If you had an ear wire that had a loop going the other way, you may have wanted to use it instead of the third Delica on the loop. That could be done. That's an option there, so you could have just sat straight into the loop. I often like to attach my findings with jump rings. I'm always aware of, like, if a bead breaks, then you can just take that off and fix it rather than well, I suppose it wouldn't matter actually, come to think of it. Oh well, never mind. Ignore that little rambling. But yes, this is the earring. So I'll have 2 of these now, and they'll be finished. And obviously, don't forget we also have the cosmic ring ones. If you made the cosmic ring ones, whichever ones you made, I hope you're happy with them. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe to my channel. Would really appreciate that. And I will see you next time for more fun with beads. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye now.